So when you say that we are doing a reading on your ED, I wonder which version of ED that is. There's actually, because there's like the eating disorder and there's the erectile dysfunction. So I did ask the cards because I wanted to get some clarification on this. And the card that they gave me was the Chariot. Now, the imagery on there kind of says it all. So I believe that we are not talking about an eating disorder here. So let's figure out what is going on there. For starters, I want to know if there is help available to them. See which cards we get here. Sorry. I like to shuffle on camera so that you guys can see the legitimacy of it, but it does kind of eat up some time, so you can always skip through the shuffles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles, that makes me think yes, absolutely. Everything is upright. The King of Pentacles very much is a card of like your physical health, so I think that that's a good sign. So on my health readings, I incorporate these chakra cards as well. Now with these, I have to kind of look in here and do a little bit of research. So I don't pull those on screen, but the cards that I pulled were pretty, I think, very fitting to your situation. So one of them is in the sacral chakra, and we're going to talk about this one first. The affirmation on here is, my aura automatically attracts the appropriate partners in all areas of life. Now, I'm not sure how familiar you are with auras, but that's like your energetic vibe around your body. So your sacral chakra is going to be right in your pelvic area. It is all of your like reproductive organs, your like the lower part of your stomach, like your small intestines is in there as well. Which brings me to our physical symptoms here of like what could physically be causing this. And I believe that it's something to do with the kidneys and like the absorption of nutrition in your intestines. Now, how you would fix that is going to be another story, but I do believe that that is kind of where these issues are stemming from on a physical level. Okay, so now as far as fixing it, for your kidneys, you could do a kidney cleanse, which essentially is just making sure that you're super hydrated. Cranberry juice really helps with this kind of thing. And now dandelion root and nettle, you can make a tea out of and drink that, and that would really help as well. But before you do anything with herbs, please talk to a physician, especially if you're on any kind of medication, or do your own research, but don't just take my blind advice. I don't know how it'll actually interact with your body. But you could order these things, you could get them at a health store, you can probably, Amazon I'm sure has it, but you can also just go outside and forage this stuff. Dandelion is all over the place, and so is nettle. The last thing that you're going to want to do for your kidneys is make sure that you have reduced your sodium intake. Salt is kind of harsh on our kidneys. And as far as your small intestines go, a tea that you could do would be a fennel seed tea. You could steep fennel in tea, and that will help with your digestion. Probiotics are great, as well as fiber. So doing any of those things kind of just help getting those areas cleaned is drastically, I believe, going to help with this. Okay, and now on a mind level, what you could do to fix this is to recognize that we get what we put out. If we are attracting the wrong type of individual, that will continue to happen. We have to go in and really kind of change how we reflect into the world to make sure that we're attracting the right partners. Now, I don't know your relationship status, and I don't know if attraction is at all an issue in this, but if any part of you is feeling unappreciated in your relationship or not respected, those kind of things can absolutely affect your drive and could start to manifest like with things like ED or just a low libido. So the next card that we're going to talk about is for your heart chakra, and your heart chakra is located, where your heart is, where you would kind of assume it was at right here. And the affirmation is, all of the hatred within me will be healed by the love of the creative force. Now, this card comes out whenever there is some forgiving that's needing to be done. Essentially, this card, it references Hermes and says, as above, so below, as within, so without. If there is some resentment or hatred that we're feeling towards another individual or place or thing, it can and will start to manifest as self-hatred. In this case, I am wondering if you have not maybe just got someone in your past that you need to have some sensual kind of forgiving that you need to do, maybe a past partner, or maybe some kind of projection that you've put onto another person that is more actually about you. Maybe you're worrying about if you actually please your partner, or maybe you're worrying about if you're actually loved or forgiven by your partner. Like maybe there's some tension between the two of you that just really needs healed. So outside of all of the things I've already said, another thing that these cards are saying could help actually is the smell of oranges and pepper. So maybe try to like sniff some pepper or an orange, or maybe eat something that's heavily peppered and digest it and see if that acts as an aphrodisiac. All right, and now we're going to wrap this back up with the tarot. I'm wondering if you have already sought like medical help for this, or if you are trying to see if there's more of a more natural approach. But I want to just ask the cards, could they get help from a doctor? There we go. Strength. Goodness, strength came out. That makes me think absolutely yes. You just need to get the courage to do it. The strength card is about having a firm but gentle hand. And it's also just about, strength, courage. Okay, I believe that this gave us a lot of really good answers. I'm going to wrap this up with, what if they were not to get help from a doctor? Are they able to solve this problem on their own? It's really having to think about it. That's the card right there. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card, essentially it's of deciding what to do. Okay, so whenever this card comes out, you need to recognize where you are and decide whether you want to continue down this path or pick something else. I think that you can figure this out on your own without the help of the doctor, but I think it might take a little bit longer, and I think that it definitely will require, the work that I suggested. Either way, I see this as going well. All of our cards came out upright. Everything really was relevant to the reading, so I do believe that this is on the mark. We'll wrap this up with one more little message from you. This is just an oracle card. I'm just going to get just one little final message. That's the one. Okay, so this is Chakra. Couldn't see it. Okay, so this card is just a gentle reminder to pay attention to your dreams and your sleep schedule specifically. It's likely that you're having either prophetic dreams or dreams that are trying to tell you something at the moment, as well as something is going on with your sleep schedule that needs attention. I think it might be that just you might need a little more sleep, or maybe it's that you need to be taking small naps throughout the day and trying, like, I know that sometimes it's hard to get that 8-hour block at night, but if you could get 3 hours here and then 2 hours later when you're tired, just make sure that throughout the day you're getting enough sleep. All right, stay magical. I hope this helped.